Trump just threatened to end birthright citizenship for millions of Americans. The U.S. and Iran exchange strikes near the Strait of Hormuz again. Ceasefire. And Congress is about to hand ICE $70 billion with no body cameras required. That and more in today's episode of Blasphemy News. Let's get right into it. Sunday night, an Iranian drone took out a U.S. Apache helicopter near the coast of Oman. A very good example of how much we're spending on the war versus how much they're spending on the war. The drone probably costed like $20,000 and our Apache helicopter was millions of dollars. It's like a war of finances and nobody's winning. Anyways, both pilots survived. They were recovered within 2 hours by an unmanned Navy vessel, which is kind of crazy. But Monday afternoon, CENTCOM hit back. Airstrikes on Iranian radar stations, air defense systems, and ground control posts near the Strait of Hormuz. Then, Iran said it struck the U.S. 5th Fleet headquarters in Bahrain and a base in Jordan. Jordan says it shot down 5 Iranian missiles. There is technically the ceasefire still in place, but this ain't no damn ceasefire. Pakistan brokered it, and it's not doing great. Horrible, in fact. Trump signed an executive order on day 1 of his second term trying to end automatic citizenship for kids born here to undocumented parents or parents on temporary visas. This is a direct challenge to the 14th Amendment, which has guaranteed birthright citizenship for over 150 years. The court is deciding whether that order can stand. Millions of people's legal status hangs on this. And I'm sorry to all those people. That sounds extremely stressful. Also, we talked about this briefly last episode, but I think it's worth reiterating. There's a 90-year-old president that says the president can't just fire commissioners of independent agencies like the FTC without cause. The court might throw that out. If they do, every independent watchdog agency in the federal government becomes a lot less independent. This is the whole dismantling the government from the inside out thing. So, very bad. In other news, Congress passed a $70 billion funding bill for ICE and Border Patrol along party lines, and every Democratic amendment, body cameras on agents, a ban on masked officers, requiring a judicial warrant before entering someone's home, every single one was rejected. One Republican voted against it, Lisa Murkowski, but her reason wasn't the lack of oversight. Her reason was that the multi-year funding reduces congressional oversight of spending. Not about how agents are entering homes without warrants, not about being able to identify who's arresting you, not about the morality of this Gestapo superseding common law. It's about money. Evil, evil gremlins in Congress. Some important surveillance news. FISA Section 702 expires tomorrow. That's the surveillance authority the government uses to collect communications of foreign targets, but it sweeps up American citizens' data too, without a warrant. Privacy advocates on both left and right have been demanding reforms before they'll vote to extend it. This is basically where they're going to take your data and sell it to Palantir, probably. I don't know. That's just me bullshitting, but low-key, probably. Democrats are threatening to withhold support because Trump nominated Bill Pulte, who was the director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency, no intelligence background whatsoever, to be director of national intelligence. The finance bro. In charge of national intelligence. That is a fucking joke. Speaker Johnson may actually need Democratic votes to pass this, thank God, so we might have a chance. And lastly, Lindsey Graham won his South Carolina Senate primary. He'll face Annie Andrews, a pediatrician from Charleston, in November. Trump carried South Carolina by 18 points in the last election, so Democrats have a real hill to climb there. The governor's race is heading to a June 23rd runoff after Trump endorsed one of the candidates just 1 week before the primary. That's it for today's news, and as always, thank you for watching.